What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today I will be showing you how to get a pretty cool sound with using PodFarm and then a IR from Logic. So like super simple setup. So the first thing we'll do is instantiate a PodFarm onto a track, not this one, but this one. So we'll go here, go to our audio units and select PodFarm. Okay, so we have PodFarm on, and the first thing we're going to do is find an amp that sounds cool. I like using this one because it replicates the 5150, so it's very cool. We'll just put the gain down a little bit, and bass, we'll tweak with this over time. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to turn off this cab thing that they got in PodFarm, and we're just going to have the amp. So it's going to sound like just like horrible. And then we'll add this preamp thing, and we're going to do nothing to it. We're just going to leave it as is. So it's going to sound a little beefier with this preamp. Next, this is kind of optional, sort of. We're going to add a compressor. And it's gonna kind of make the notes after the amplifier pop a lot, and then when it goes into the cab, it's gonna be like pretty sick. Next, you're gonna open up Amp Designer, the stock plugin in Logic, and you're gonna select a clean preamp. So now it still sounds like just pure distortion, right? Next thing we're going to do is add a cabinet, and you can add whatever cabinet here. Let's see. That one sounds, it sounds cool in a way. Now, keep in mind, all the sound is going to be dependent on your pickups and also how you're playing the guitar. Let me just play a little bit and tweak it around. Alright, so we've loaded up an IR, the Stadium 4x12, and we're just going to tweak around with things here. So I got my guitar in my hand, and we're going to turn off... we have reverb on by default, but we're going to maybe just keep it pretty low like this. Anyways, my guitar is not totally in tune, but you get the idea. So we're going to tweak around the preamp a little bit, maybe mess around with the gain. So this gain knob is going to mainly increase the volume. And then we can try different microphones, which is really cool. Try the Ribbon 121. And we're going to try and boost the volume here. So it sounds pretty good, right? So each, if you try different cabinets with this, it can really change the sound. Now I'm going to try and boost the mids a bit. And then I'm going to go back to PodFarm after we've selected our cab and our microphone. I'm just going to get the, there's a lot of low end in this amp, I guess, so I'm going to just back it off a bit. So yeah, in conclusion, this little guitar chain that we've made here, we've used this Mississippi Criminal from PodFarm. It's kind of like a 5150 amp, as I've said before. We've turned off the cab, Then we've added this classic preamp just to beef up the notes. Compressor into the cabinet. So the next step will be the cabinet, and we put it on a clean, transparent preamp, which is just the bottom at this selection here. The cabinet is kind of up to choice. Same with the microphone. I find the 57 and the 121 the most pleasing to my ear, at least. You can mess with the other ones. I'm sure they'll sound great. And then make sure to compensate for the volume loss because there might be a drop. So I try to crank this up a little more. And then mess with the EQ of the preamp as well. And make sure the gain isn't too hot, kind of in the center-ish. And that'll be about it. So thank you so much for watching. And I'll be sure to make more videos like this and enjoy using this little trick of tone creation. So the guitar I'm using is a Jackson, and it's got passive pickups. I couldn't tell you the model, but passive pickups on the bridge position, of course, and that would be the setup. So thank you so much for watching, and make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.